What if we ask some of the same questions about gasoline cars that are asked about EVs? Let's see. How far can I drive before I have to fill up again?
Well, in most cases, you can go about 250 to 350 miles before you need to fill up again. And filling up generally only takes about 5 minutes, unless there's a long line at the pump or you went to Costco to try to save 20 or 50 cents a gallon, in which case you're really going to know what a long line is. But there are some cars with larger tanks and more efficient motors that can go further. But most drivers, after 4 or 5 hours of highway miles, they're going to want to take a break.
How will I be able to find these fill-up stations?
There are plenty of apps out there that will lead you to the nearest filling station. But the reality is you're probably going to end up going to the same station the majority of the time. You probably already know where to get fuel in your neighborhood. So what you're really asking me is, where are you going to fuel up on the road? And while there's plenty of apps out there, there's also going to be 100-foot tall signs that you can see from a far distance away. And you're probably not going to start paying attention to those until you're down to about 20% of your driving range.
How long do gasoline cars last?
Well, that's a tough one. I mean, to answer your question, you just do your maintenance, keep it clean, and replace parts when they need to be replaced. You can drive the same gasoline car for years. Take the late Irv Gordon. For example, he put over 3 million miles over the course of 5 decades on his Volvo P1800. So you should have no problem getting to 100,000 miles with just the basics. And most people don't even want to keep their new cars that long.
How much is it to replace the gas tank?
Well, first of all, you shouldn't need to replace the whole gas tank. And if something were to go wrong, you'd probably just need to replace one module, and that's called the fuel pump. And usually that can be done under warranty, or for a reasonable amount if the warranty is expired.
Are gasoline cars really clean?
Compared to horses? Absolutely. Horse-drawn carriages used to leave literally tons of horse poop right in the middle of the street, which, in addition to the stink, it spread a mess of disease to almost anyone in a given neighborhood. Heavy populated urban areas were the most impacted by the pollution caused by the horses.
Is a gasoline car really worse for the environment than a coal electric plant and mining for cobalt, nickel, lithium?
Yes, by a lot. You take the worst of those, coal power, cobalt, nickel, lithium mining, and they aren't even close to as bad as the whole petroleum cycle. That's counting the drilling, transportation of crude oil to giant tanks, then transportation to the refinery, which in California seems to have an explosion once every year. Then transportation to the gas stations, where, which might also include trains and then tanker trucks, then to the gas station and then to the gas vehicle. Then there's pollution from driving the gas car.
What about recycling? Can you recycle a gasoline car?
Yes. Gas-powered cars are already made from a number of recycled materials and have used sustainable plant-based fibers since the days of Henry Ford. And there are a number of businesses called salvage yards where old cars can get parked and picked over for their good and used parts to keep more cars on the road longer. And that reduces the need for raw material mining in the future. Eventually, the big parts of those salvage yard cars can get melted down as scrap and get an entirely new lease on life that way. Though they first have to be sure to remove all the many chemicals from their usefulness days, such as lubricants and other fluids that would be toxic if burned.
What about gasoline engine? What happens if it fails?
That's a great question. An internal combustible engine isn't like the battery in a cell phone or a laptop or even an electric car. You can't just replace it or recondition it by just replacing the damaged cell module. The good news is that in most cases, a properly trained mechanic will be able to pull an engine that's failed due to a faulty head gasket, overheating, or excessive wear and tear, and then taking down into its hundreds, if not thousands, of component parts. Then clean those parts, machining any that need it, and reassemble the engine, replacing a few parts here and there, if necessary, In extreme cases, the main part of the engine, the block, may have to be sent out to a specialized machine shop and to get its cinders honed or something like that before the engine can be reassembled. In some cases, that could cost tens of thousands of dollars, but hardly ever happens, so don't worry about it. Or you could just, let go of that concern by buying an extended warranty.
I read that gasoline cars can catch fire in an accident, or even explode. Is that true?
Gasoline is an extremely flammable liquid. But even so, it's not as flammable as you've probably been led to believe by movies and TV shows. Those firework explosions with the hero walking away slowly from the burning wreckage are dressed up with chemicals that add to the drama of the show, ignoring realism. In the real world, a bullet hitting your car's gas tank would probably just go right through it, causing a potentially dangerous leak that could catch fire, but not in itself a fire, and that's a very extreme example of something that might happen. In real life, even the most forceful traffic accidents lead to a raging inferno in a small percentage of cases. With tragically 560 people dying and 212,500 gasoline vehicle fires in 2018. Recently, that's 560 million reported vehicle accidents, specifically because the engineers who designed these things understand the risk involved and design these vehicles to be safe and an impact by protecting, might cause a fire. It's not perfect science and tragedies do happen, but the reason they're on the news is because of their rarity, and that makes them newsworthy. These guys know what they're doing, is what I'm saying.
What if I want to get somewhere in a hurry? Aren't gasoline cars slow?
Slower than what? Sure, there are a few gasoline cars out there with turtle speed performances, but most of them are more than capable of getting up to highway speeds without fuss. And even the slowest gasoline cars can be fun if you play with their streaks. Revving them to a high RPM and keeping your foot on the floor. Just keep in mind that that's going to cut down on your driving range.
Can I fill up my gasoline car at home?
No. I mean, you can, but you should absolutely, under no circumstances, try to install a commercial grade gas pump into your home, just so you can fill up quickly and leave every morning with a full tank of gas like an EV battery car charging at home. I mean, the risk is not worth the benefits.
Thank you.